Have you ever traveled through time? We do it every day.
Asgardia is a country with a population of more than 1 million people from more than 200 countries on Earth. Asgardia gives everyone equal opportunities, no matter what their earthly status is.
It is possible to create and live in the future right now. Are you ready? Forward progress is the solution to the entire human race. Our mission is to bridge new horizons. In Asgardia, there is no limit to the universal development in the fields of technology, finance, and arts. Asgardia is a new space and digital economy which creates opportunities for the global economy. We deliver innovations. Do you want to get on board with us? We are developing various kinds of digital businesses, attracting them to the Asgardia platform that can be backed by the means of our umbrella, i.e. franchising of the Asgardia brand. We can not only attract investments into space programs from prominent institutional investors, but also affordable amounts from the citizens of Asgardia. We comprise of more than 1 million people.
Asgardia is a chance to realize one's dream. This is a dream-driven space nation. Asgardia is a chance to belong to a community of free-thinking enthusiasts, goal-driven dreamers, and fearless innovators, theorists, and scientists.
We are the first space nation. One humanity, one unity.
Asgardia.
We are creating
the future.
Not do that.
Yeah.
So we're learning. We're learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of places will promise the moon and the stars if you'll get rid of the unions. Because with unions, people can collectively bargain. And when people collectively bargain, it makes it harder for other individuals who want to basically cause problems to, well, cause those problems.
Yeah, it was interesting too, because I was an elected union officer where I worked, and I ran into some people that were doing similar work and they didn't have a union. He goes, no, we love your guys' union because you set a bar. And then they know, these companies know that if we don't meet the bar, that we will unionize. So it's an interesting, I never saw it from that standpoint, but working together is the theme here today.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, everybody. We are live. We are live to the world. Let me say that welcome to the world. Len Topic here, Chair of Parliament of Asgardia, World's First Space Nation. Very pleased you can join me and the team. What you're watching here is Parliament and guests who talk every week just to get keep up to date with things. Sometimes the meetings are long, sometimes they're short. Today's going to be quite a short one, actually. And we just update each other. I'll ask questions, people give me feedback. Sometimes they criticize me, which is fine too. And sometimes we have celebrations about the year day and another thing to celebrate today as well, which I'll come to in just a moment. The apologies from Peter Morn, who's the Deputy Chair of Parliament. He can't make it tonight. But as I say, I don't think it'll be a very long meeting today anyway. What I'd like to do, though, is start with some great news. Starship, Elon Musk's operation, was a success today. The fourth flight went into space, went into orbit, and came home in almost one piece. One flap didn't work, but basically, had there been humans on it, they would have landed safely. So congratulations, Elon, if you're watching. Very exciting. It helps to pave the way to somewhere I know we have to go again, which is the moon. So I will be watching the whole thing later on today. I was frustrated because I was in the meeting and the launch happened today. I couldn't watch it live, but it's very exciting to see the whole thing work out. Now, on to Asgardia business. First of all, we're still heading for a sitting at the end of this month, 28th to the 30th of June. All but one of the items has been organised. I've been working on the Foreign Affairs document, and thank you to Mark Beer, the Justice Minister, who's given us his input. Bridget's really kindly offered, in fact, to assimilate the input from Mark, so that Bridget, I've been on television for the last half hour, so I couldn't send it to you yet. But I'll send it to you this evening in your afternoon. And then if you're able to have a look at it, that would be fantastic. So with Mark Beer and Peter Morn, who's the chair of the Justice Committee, approving it, it looks like we are on the way with that as well. I noticed Ferda's robot is here. I'm not sure Ferda herself is, but if you're watching this later, Ferda, I will try and give you a call, and we can have a quick conversation about Mark Beer's input as well. Next point, wanted to confirm the Asgardia Legislative Forum. I take it you're going to be available for that, and it will be, I'm just confirming it, next Saturday, Saturday the 15th of June. And you seem to like the times 1 p.m. 1300 till 1700 UTC. I can do it any time, but there's a good turnout at that time. So to accommodate the early risers in America and not make our Far Eastern friends like Ricky have to stay up too late, then we'll keep it from 1 till 5. And the purpose will be to go through the agenda of the next parliamentary sitting. Please, if you do have anything you want to add to that parliamentary sitting, let me know straight away. I can make some limited amendments, but my main priority is to finish off the work on the Foreign Affairs Act, which requires further Mark Beer, myself, and Peter Morn. 2 other items. So two other items. If you have noticed, the opportunity to send your DNA to the moon is still open. I'm applying for that, and I'm doing a lot on that. There'll be a major announcement next week about that, so we'll be able to talk about that in detail. And I expect there'll be some audio-visual presentation next Thursday as well from Cheryl Gallagher. So all of that is to look forward to. If you do want to send your DNA to space, then please look at it at the on the Asgardia website. Sorry, the Star Shop website. You'll find it. You'll find it if you look up there. If you can't find it, let me know and I'll give you the link. So I've bought a package for my old family because I think there's something quite romantic about the idea of being able to look up and know that your family is somewhere on the moon, and we'll be there until we go there to collect that DNA if we ever do. So that's an exciting thing to look forward to. And the final thing is this. We've really done some great work already this year. The solar eclipse event was fascinating, and it wasn't one event, it was a series of events thanks to TJ and Carolyn and Evie Clark and Theresa Jones and many others, and actually Millard Deutsch as well, who was there, as was John Fine, of course. In fact, I'm going to forget people now, so apologies if and Eva was there as well. It was a big operation, big success, and thank you for everyone who's involved. Please do send me your information about the events that are coming up. Clive Simpson has been to Barcelona, I believe, for an international event last month. If there's something that you think I can help with, and if I can make it, I'll come. Over the summer, I'm anticipating seeing the head of nation at the Corfu Summit, as usual, in August. But I can work around what you've got, and I'd be interested to help. So that's my offer. We're really getting moving now, and we're doing a really good job. So just finishing my commentary, do let me know when events come up. And also, I forgot to say, please do use Rebecca Berg's news items. It would be really excellent if you could do that. Use her news items in order to promote Asgardia. They're ready-made. Just please send them to 2 media outlets in your country. They may not use them, but at least you've done your job. Okay, that's what I had. Let's go to Jakob, and then we'll go to Bridget. Jakob, you're next.
Yes, hello. Thank you. A very quick question. It would be very useful if the documents for the ELF and effectively also for the digital sitting were distributed, preferably via a Google Drive folder somewhere before the ELF, so that we can browse through them. Last time I got them a bit too late. and there has been some discussion on some things, and I'm curious on the current state of all those things that we will discuss and will vote upon during the next digital sitting.
Okay, Linda, if I can ask you to share what we've already got, that would be great. And the Foreign Affairs document is the only one that isn't completely finished. So let's do that. Linda, I'll give you a call after this for a couple of minutes on the phone, and then we can do something about that. So, Jakob, fair point, good point, well made. And we'll work out. You say Google Drive, yeah, people seem to understand that. I think we do actually make them available, but in a slightly different location. But I'll make sure that everyone knows where they are in advance of the event. Bridget.
Okay, a couple things. One of the reasons I had missed one of the meetings is, and I brought this up in the chairs meeting, is that I had met with one of our local women's groups, and I handed out the Asgardia pamphlets for local emergencies, and it was a very good discussion. One thing I have learned is that the pamphlet for local emergencies that we produced a while ago now, they have been Xeroxing it. They haven't been altering it. It's at its original form, but they're Xeroxing it and folding it now and handing it to all the kids in the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts types groups. And apparently, thanks to those pamphlets, some people have been able to, save themselves during local emergency situations. So I'm rather pleased to say that, if nothing else, the Asgardia, emergency pamphlets are definitely getting quite popular, at least around here. I put the link in the chat. I'll give the link to anybody who wants to print it out and distribute it in your area. It's got our website on it. It's got designed by Asgardia Space Nation NGO. It's got conversion charts for people who are in metric, because it does unfortunately list everything in American, as they say. So if anybody wants it, just feel free to grab the link, or if they're, not on our chat or in, in Slack, let me know and I can send you the link for that. Also, the Asgardia pet calendar will be coming out very shortly. I've got to talk to Ria. I'm pretty sure she's been working on the site pretty diligently, so I'm sure that it will be up and running soon, where people who are paying residents will be able to submit their pets. So if you want your pet in the Asgardia pet calendar or in the competition to become part of the pet calendar, that will be coming up very shortly. So anyone who has their beloved pets, it doesn't have to be dogs and cats. It can be your pet snake, your pet rat, your horse, whatever. You'll be able to submit it. And that is coming up probably within the next couple weeks. But I got to get a hold of Ria quick. So anytime now. And that's it.
Thank you, Bridget. You really are great. Such an asset to our organization. And I'll take advantage of you in order to try and get the document finished quickly as well. That would be really good. So thank you, Bridget. And pets can make it to space, but they'll probably have to be on a digital calendar. Otherwise, other livestock will be used for different purposes we don't need to talk about. If indeed we have livestock, maybe we'll grow our own food in a different way.
Well, what the with the artificial womb with the artificial womb technology, from what I have studied, they've got it now where prematurely born lambs and other livestock have been put in there and then brought out after full gestation, completely healthy. So there is a very strong possibility where we could send up sperm and ova of livestock and be able to gestate them without having the full animal on other worlds. And even possibly with genetic tinkering the way it's going, being able to adjust them to adapt to other worlds if needed. Or say we have a terraformed situation where they need to be a lot smaller. There is that possibility too. So don't count out not having pets or livestock, because with the artificial womb technology, it is possible to send up, if not the animals themselves, then at least the parts, as it were, to make the animals. Same as sending up human fetuses or human sperm and ova to create a sperm bank, because traveling in space is going to be dangerous. So if a population, God forbid, were to crash for some reason, there's always that way to save them too.
Good point. Well made. Probably more than we can go into now, but I'd like to discuss some of this if we can put it on the ALF agenda, because it's nice. I know people are quite inspired when we actually talk about space and about what we're here to do. So I think that's a very interesting subject which we should include. I'll just ask Linda and Aliona to write that down. I think we should have a discussion, partly about the implications of Elon Musk's successful launch, but also about the birth in space. I think we have interesting questions about that to ask, and interesting subjects. It's a fascinating central subject to what we're doing. Thank you. Anybody else before I close the meeting? I do have a vested interest today. In a very human way, I have to go to a parents' meeting tonight for my child who's going to a new school. So I do have to do that as well. So that's the human side. We must always remember that we are a family and we have families. Ariadne, last word to you then.
Thank you very much. I applaud the idea about Bridget, because many people love the pets as a family, and maybe in the future needs the presence of them, not only an hologram or only in a photograph or a calendar in the space. But it's very expensive to think in the process to replicate that kind of animals. But why not? Maybe it's a great business in the future. If you want close to you, your pet in the space, you can clone it. It's possible. I like the idea. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how I feel about cloning. I don't want any more of me than is absolutely necessary, but that's just my opinion. Okay. Thank you for that. Interesting conversation about cloning. So action steps for me, action steps for you is to make sure that you're there for the Asgardia Legislative Forum in 9 days' time. And please do come next Thursday, because there'll be a very interesting presentation, which I think you'll really enjoy. There's some more inspirational work from Cheryl Gallagher, one of the great bright lights of Asgardia. And I would ask then also, if you can, to use the items, the news items. And if you ever want a news item and you haven't got one, then just just tell us, and then we will always find something for you to report. And once again, I'll finish where I started. Congratulations to Elon Musk for launching his vehicle and retrieving both parts. A little bit of damage, one of the flaps went, but it still landed. He thinks like we think. We're going to go into space and we're going to stay. With that, I will close. Thank you. We went to 33. So when we get 16, I'll close this down. Bridget, I'll call you after my meeting here. So it'll be in about an hour and a half, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Great. Thank you, everyone. And greetings to Elon Musk if he happens to be watching. Well done. And if you haven't joined Asgardia yet, become a resident, €100. You'll find it all on the Asgardia website, Asgardia Space Nation. Have a great rest of the day wherever you are in the world, and have a good sleep, Ricky.